next thing I had, the movie If. John Krasinski's If is coming to television. It debuts on Paramount Plus tomorrow. So if you have Paramount Plus tomorrow, you can watch John Krasinski's latest film, If. I did not do a review of it on the channel. It was it kind of came out at a time when I was thinking about quitting doing this whole YouTube thing. So I skipped that movie. Didn't skip watching it, but skipped reviewing it. Let me tell you, it is one of the best films I've seen all year. I think it's a totally magical film that it's going to be one for the ages, like a Willy Wonka. I think generations are going to fall in love with this movie. I can't say enough great things about it. Have you guys seen If?
Yes, it's currently my second favorite movie of the year. My second favorite film of the year, right behind Dune.
I am in the minority here. I really did not care for it. And it's a shame because I was really looking forward to it. And I actually hope that people do watch it because I would love to see a sequel with some of the things I felt like this one was missing. Because I thought the world building could have been way better. It's been 2 months since I've seen it, so I can't remember all of my criticisms specifically. But I ended up giving it a C or a C+. I thought it was very, very disappointing. But I love the idea. I love the concept. I loved a lot of things about it. So I hope people watch it and it gets a sequel because I would like to see more within that world. So I'm glad you guys liked it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As much as I loved it, I actually don't think I'd want to see a sequel. I think this is kind of one I'd like to see sit as just I don't know. I don't want to give away anything that happens at the ending, but to me it felt finite. Or it felt that way to me. Obviously if there's money in it, there's going to be a sequel. But
yeah, I mean it definitely plays that way, but I think there's a lot of different avenues you could take it in, I guess. Mm-hmm. Maybe not focusing on some of the same characters, but more in that universe.
The one thing I want to say about If to anyone who hasn't seen it is it looks like it's a children's movie. And I took the kids to see it. It's definitely family friendly. You can take the whole family to see this movie. And I took the whole family, wife and a 16-year-old and an 8-year-old. And I'll tell you, the people who came out and were affected by it the most were my wife and I, not the kids. Because to me, this movie is a movie for people who were kids and lost that sense of innocence and lost that sense of wonder. And it's about getting it back again. It's about regaining it. And we both walked out. My wife and I, we were both a mess walking out of that movie. We had tears in our eyes.
I love that because that was actually one of my criticisms about it is that I wasn't positive who this was for. And to bring it back to the marketing again, it looked like it was a kids movie. And I had talked about taking my nephew to it. And I think if I had taken my 13-year-old nephew to it, he would have been bored. And so maybe that's more of a marketing issue than a film issue, but to kind of tie it all in. But yeah, it definitely had some emotional notes that I think kids would not appreciate. But like you said, it's a family friendly movie, but I think maybe just things got a little too heavy in spots.
I can tell you, my kids did enjoy it.
Okay.
However, my good friend, who Dan, Dave Perillo.
Of course.
Dave Perillo, his kids did not like it. They were bored by it. So yeah I guess with the kids, your mileage will vary, but
right.
I would definitely recommend it to the adults. I think that to me, this is one I can't recommend enough. But again, and this is what I love when we get difference of opinions. That's wonderful.
Me too.
It's we should be meaner with each other, like Siskel and Ebert. Like I should be like you could call me. You could be you're thinner than me. You could be Siskel and call me a big fatso or something. I don't know.
Hey, I will just say this. My favorite quote that either one of them did is when I believe it was Gene said, was it Leonardo DiCaprio? He's hunky. He is hunky.
Hey, he wasn't wrong.
I always
I mean-
loved when they were on Letterman and they were talking about the movies that had come out that summer, and they talked about Free Willy. Dan, I bet you remember this. You remember the Free Willy review, don't
Free
you?
Willy's fanatic. I saw it 3 times in the theaters.
But do you remember the Siskel and Ebert review on Letterman?
I don't.
They Letterman asked them what they thought of Free Willy, and Gene hated it, and Roger liked it, and Gene said, "You just related to the whale."
Oh, wow! Now that you say that, I do remember that remark. But wow.
Lisa's here. Lisa says, I saw If. It was interesting and pulled at the heartstrings, but I do agree with Dan. Great idea and concept, but I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again. Yes, I think it was more for a mature mind. So what we've learned here is that Lisa and Dan don't have a soul. Oh, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
No, but listen, I actually, I'm with Lisa. If it's going to be on Paramount Plus, I might watch it again in the next, month or two, and then see if my thoughts change. I will say it had one of the better musical for a non-musical movie. It had one of the great musical interludes of all, which I don't want to give away, but Pat Benatar, I think, was the song. Or no, it was it Tina Turner? Now I'm forgetting what the song was.
Oh no, I remember now. Okay,
what was it?
It was Tina Turner.
It was Tina Turner, right?
I forgot about that scene until you mentioned it. Like
GoldenEye.
You know what scene got me the most? And by the way, I'm teasing Dan and Lisa. For anyone who doesn't know, I love Lisa. Lisa's great.
I don't know Lisa, but I like her taste in movies.
Lisa's the best. I've been to her house. I've hung out with her. She is top notch people.
Nice.
But the scene that got me, the one that really affected me, was the guy from Saturday Night Live, the skeleton, the dancing skeleton with what's his name? The David Pumpkins. He had the 2 skeletons. It was one of the skeletons.
Oh yeah, Bobby Moynihan.
Yes, Bobby Moynihan. I found his scene in The Office, like that scene. It just, man, that scene.
Yeah, that was a good part for sure.
Mine, it was the big scene, which I did call. I saw it coming a mile away, but it was also the very end with the older lady. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what hit me the hardest. But I remember in my theater, it was me and my girlfriend and maybe 10 other people. I leaned over to her and I'm like, I wonder if it's this. And she nudges me and she goes, I'm going to be so pissed if you're right. And as soon as it happened, she goes, I hate you. And then she just ugly cried.
I had a moment like that with a different movie. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to lead people down the path so that I don't say what it is, but they are able to put 2 and 2 together and go, oh, based on what they're saying, I can blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, I didn't get that with this one, but there was another movie that had a similar kind of ending where I saw it and I'm like, oh, I bet this is the thing. And then I kind of wished I didn't know. But, and Perp, you and I have talked a lot this year about favorite movies so far this year. And I've said consistently, I saw the TV Glow.
Mm-hmm.
I've said Late Night with the Devil.
Mm-hmm.
They are 2 of my favorites. If is the movie that I forget about until I think about it. And then I go, damn, that's right up there.
Above Argyle?
I love Argyle too, but you know what? Argyle was just fun. Argyle, I enjoyed that. Argyle was a fun ride, and it made me laugh from start to finish, and I really enjoyed it. But it didn't move me like If did. So I think the 2 movies this year that got me emotionally the strongest were TV Glow and If. So there you go. And by the way, I saw the TV Glow is available for digital streaming and purchase now. So anyone who hasn't seen that,
I still got to watch that one.
Dan, I think you're really going to like it. I think you're really going to like it.
We talked about that a few weeks ago, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. I did love Late Night with the Devil, though.
Well, TV goes divisive. People love it or hate it. Dave Perillo hated it. So it's one of those ones, but I think you're going to like it.
Okay.
Noah, I don't know.
Is it? Well, with me, it's just the price. If it's still 20, I'm going to wait until it's like $6 and then rent it.
I have a feeling because it's $25 to buy it now digitally. If you want to buy it, it's 25. So I have a feeling when the DVD comes out, it's going to drop to $9.99 because that's usually what seems. And I don't know. I always go for the buy. If it's buy or rent, like I always go for the buy because I'm like it's like 20 to rent it and 25 to buy it. So
yeah.
But